Okay, I figured this is a good time to start recording. Hi everyone, this is Laana, and you can hear as I'm doing the voiceover because she's in heat. Um, I'm going to start something new and talk about um, Lana and I, and how we do our daily routine, and uh, and I'd like to share how I feel like I have a special relationship with me and my bengal. Uh, she's in heat, in case you were wondering, and it makes our walks um, a little bit different. Those few days where she's in heat. This video in particular, I took a few days ago, and she was at the beginning of her cycle. She wasn't really expressing too much about her being in heat. Uh, right. So, uh, first of all, I've been walking her for about 7 months every day since the winter time. So she's been outside in minus 20-degree weather. And right now, what she's doing is she sees a dog. It's a dog she's seen before, and I'm there chasing her. And she's really good with the sidewalks. That's not something I taught her. This is just something she's into doing. And so here we have a new dog friend that we've met. This is Bagheera. Bagheera is also a young puppy. He's only about 11 months old. And um, yeah, this is great footage I caught here so you could see us kind of interacting, or how I would let Lana interact with the dog. She's really interested to meet everyone, or anyone except humans. And she's also in heat, so she's feeling she wants to get really close to things right now. So I'm trying to prevent that. And Bagheera is actually acting very well behaved. You can see Bagheera's took a seat there, and Lana's felt invited to go closer. So that's the type of behavior she would like to see in a dog. But I know at the point where it comes to where Bagheera can reach and sniff, that it would be maybe a little bit too much for Lana, for Bagheera to stick his snout right in there. So we're just keeping our distance, and over time, Lana will get more and more familiar with Bagheera, and I'm sure she won't mind if Bagheera runs around her in circles. This I know because we have another friend dog who lives uh, near us, a neighbor, and Lana and her get along very splendidly. This dog is extremely excitable, but she is very, I don't know how to say. She knows how to keep to herself. She's excited when she sees Lana, but she doesn't put herself into Lana's business. She may run around a lot, excited to see Lana, and Lana totally gets that and lets her run around, and maybe even bonk into Lana accidentally. But Lana's totally chill about that. Here comes another dog friend. This is Bella coming along, and Bella's very cute and sweet. As you can see, Lana's observing this interaction here with the dogs, and Lana's thinking like, "Wow, I'm not really into that." Bella wasn't really into that either. Bella would react very much how Lana would react if Bella did that. So I see Bella's getting excited, or Bagheera's getting excited, and Lana is going next to a tree, so she knows to climb something when a dog is getting too close, and she will climb something. So to prevent that, or taking off up a tree or something like that, like she wouldn't run off into a tree. She'll like just get out of the way. To prevent that, I make sure they keep their distance. Um, right. That was just convenient timing that this happened at the early beginnings of our walk. So more about Lana. She's 9 months old, 9.5 months old in this video. She's 8 pounds in this video, maybe between 8 and 8.5 pounds. And yeah, she's a purebred Bengal. And I feed her dry food every day. She doesn't eat meat, raw meat. She's not really into raw meat, not into table scraps, and that's her thing. I do feed her wet food occasionally. Sometimes she's not into it, so I stopped feeding it to her for about a month or two. And I buy commercial brand, the more expensive kind, but still just commercial brand food. Um, Sorry, that's my eggs. So um, this is a real dream. I've always wanted to have a cat that I could walk with, and uh, it's really a blessing. But it's a lot. It's a lot of hard work, and it continues to be hard work, and I'm sure it's going to get even more and more difficult. I'd like to think I'm super blessed now, but I know it's always going to be a challenge. So as you can see here, I'm going to talk about what's happening here. So Bella is coming to see Lana. Lana has met Bella before, so as you can see, Lana is not getting puffy at all. She did get puffy with uh, Bagheera earlier. I forgot to mention, but yeah, she's not getting puffy with Bella. She's familiar with Bella, and I have to be extra careful because her back is facing the road, and Bella is possibly coming in. So I did voice to say don't scare Lana onto the road, and just so they're aware, because not all dog walkers are going to be completely aware of what they're doing. Like they could be enriching their dog's life at the same time they're putting my cat like right in the middle of traffic. There was a car coming by there, so it's important to very clearly uh, express what situation you're in with your cat, or rather, what situation I'm in with Lana to other pet walkers when I need to. In that situation, that was very important. Like it would have been nice if Lana and Bella got to sniff, but not at the risk of her popping off on right in front of a car. Like I didn't want that to happen. Absolutely not. Totally huge risk right there. So yeah, I was totally ready for that. Saw that coming a mile away, and Lana knew about that as well because we have experience. Also, the harness she's wearing, she could totally slip out of it if she wanted to. She won't. She will pull on it and um, protest in such a way where it's, making my heart skip because she's doing that back away thing. But she won't escape. Um, she can. She wanted to, really, but she doesn't. And that's again, I'm fortunate that her behavior is as such. If you're another Bengal owner, don't, or you're planning on getting a Bengal, don't expect your Bengal to be happy all the time, or to cooperate, or to not protest, or not want to slip out and run away. Uh, like I would like to attribute this to my work, uh, my time I spent with Lana, and her environment I built for her, but it's really all down to her. It's all down to your cat's personality, and not only can you walk Bengals, and you could walk all kinds of cats if they're down for it. I was fortunate enough to get Lana at such a young age. She was 8 weeks when I got her, and very shortly after that, I started taking her for walks. I forget exactly at what age, but around between 2 to 3 months. Um, and I tricked her into thinking this is what we do all the time, and this is what we actually do all the time. So, yeah, I ingrained that into her personality. We go out for walks. I enjoy going out for walks, not in the dead of winter like we did when we started, but in order to, I felt, condition her to go out, thought it was better that we go out right away, even though it was, 0 degrees or 10 below, 20 below at times, Celsius. Um, more, yeah. I think if you have the opportunity, take your cat out for a walk and observe if they like it. Lana took to it. Lana took to wearing a harness right away. She didn't do the flop when I put her harness on. I was expecting a flop. She looked at me with a lot of courage, and she just walked around with it for a few days. And she ate with it on. We played with it on, and she treated it like it was another piece of clothing. I did also put clothing on her at a young age, so now she's very happy to dress up. She's happy to put on a sweater when it's cold, and she's happy to put on a scarf just when we're indoors. She's happy to put a collar on. Anything that's available, she will wear, and she will wear it happily. Um, is it because I convinced her from a young age? Maybe, but also she just likes it. She just likes that type of thing. Uh, I watched a lot of good videos about walking cats. There's a lot of people I would like to give thanks to for giving some good advice and some much needed advice before I even got Lana. Um, and I think there's still left a lot to be said about taking care of a explorer cat, adventure cat, bengal cat, or any other type of exotic cat. Um, I'm sorry, this is going to be a long video, and I'm taking my time with my thoughts here. This is not scripted. Uh, maybe a good time to say thanks for tuning in for up till now, and if you have any suggestions, please leave it in the comments. And this video in particular, it is very dry. It's not very eventful. My camera does run out of film, and I will be shooting more videos. It's not like I'm going to be doing this every walk. We do walk maybe one, two, three times a day. Uh, I do need to pay attention to her uh, at all times. Like I need to keep focus. I don't even really look at my phone. It's really me and her when we go for a walk. So yeah, I would like to do this more often because I do would like to distract myself once in a while when we're out walking. So this is a good way to do that. And she sometimes knows when she's being filmed. When we're outside, I'm not so sure. But yeah, she's a very smart cat. She's very well aware of her surroundings, although she may not react when I call her name, or she may not react when people are blowing kisses to her and asking her to come there for pets. She completely ignores them, but she's totally well aware of what's going on around her. She's a very smart cat, and you wouldn't know it, but she's really, really sharp. Um, what else? She's not fixed. Oh yeah, that's hence her being in heat. So at this age, she's gone through a few cycles, and I have to say, yeah, it's a bit of a surprise when her behavior changes. I've always hoped to give her a really calm and relaxing environment during the time that she's in heat so that she doesn't show any aggression towards me. However, uh, this most recent cycle, she's been really uh, on and off aggressive, only outside, never inside. Because we're out for her adventure walk, so this is her time. So outside, she's shown that she will aggressively hurt me because she's looking for a boyfriend. If I try to take her in, or if I, yeah, okay. So let me tell you what happened. So I picked her up because it was time to head in the direction of home. We were about a kilometer away, so we still had a long walk, like probably a 30-minute walk still to go. Um, and she wanted to go in the other direction, and I had just picked her up to move her across the street. She protested, and then once I got onto the sidewalk, she turned around and she fish hooked my lip really good, like a hole right in my lip, and that paw was stuck. So I was bleeding and I had to go home. So I carried her the rest of the way home. She wasn't happy. I wasn't happy, but dealt with it. Oh yeah. So now I know. That was a new experience for me. Now I know to bring my backpack when she's in heat. She does not like to be touched or picked up or carried. Yeah. So I I took her backpack a couple of times when we went out, and it was no problem. She hopped right back. She hopped in the backpack. She totally got it, and yeah, that was no longer an issue. Here you can see there's some ducks, some young ducks there. Lana gets along with these ducks because they know to keep their distance. Doesn't tempt Lana to go jump in after them, and yeah. So as you can see, we're totally off our path. We're going into this creek over here, and I let her go off the path a little bit. Like I let her go into the creek. This is one of her spots she's allowed to go into, and I let her walk up and down driveways. I stay on the sidewalk, so I create some ground rules, and if they make enough sense to her, she goes with it. So I don't I don't try and overdo the rules because um, it's not beneficial. It doesn't end up working. Not all the time, especially as she's getting older. It was really good that I laid down a lot of rules, like don't go under cars when she was younger. So now she doesn't go under cars. She'll go under the bumper, sniff the bumper to catch some shade, but she doesn't go underneath the car. Still, she'll go underneath the rear tire or front tire type of area, which is a bit unnerving, but she doesn't go and hide away under the car. She doesn't, uh, she knows not to slip through fences, so when she does, she'll slip back through the same hole. Um, she knows to not go around poles or trees where she'll get tangled. She will anyways because she's not always paying attention to these types of things. But if I, give her a little tug and bring her attention to where she's tethered to, or that to let her know that I can't slip into that area, she'll go around and stay on my side of the object, tree, or whatever pole. So, yeah, that being said, I have a really good time with Lana, and we walk just about anywhere. There I am tugging on her. I don't want to jump. You're jumping into that. I could take her absolutely anywhere. The park, loads of people, and She behaves just fine. Or I could manage her just fine. But the thing is, I have to be managing. It's not. It is her behavior, and I'm very lucky that she is so tamed. But it's a lot of managing. I have to manage this, create a good environment, make sure she doesn't go near things that she shouldn't be going near, and making sure other things aren't getting too close. Like mostly dogs and bikes, scooters, kids. Kids are great, but at the same time, kids are the worst. Kids are the absolute worst. Um, don't let kids near your cat if you're taking a cat for a walk. Just say no. Can't touch my cat. Trust me, it's for the best. And and obviously that doesn't work. You gotta stand between the kid and the cat. It's just so annoying because the parents are over there watching. So it's another thing to be careful of. Kids. I should think of a title of this video. I think the title should be something like "What are the reasons to not walk your cat?" Because I'm really just pointing out things to watch out for. I think, uh, or that's what I have in my mind rather. I'm trying to. Not sure what I'm trying to do with this video. Yeah, this is just kind of a new thing for me. We can talk about this. Let me know in the comments if I'm doing the right thing or not, or what I should do. Doesn't matter. It is what it is. Um, yeah, there's lots of reasons why I would discourage you from trying to walk your cat. I guess that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, so if you want to walk your cat doesn't want to walk, don't walk your cat. Or if you want to walk your cat and your cat doesn't know what the shit is going on, if you go into it a little bit slower, like really like one day at a time, 1 week at a time. It's super slow. It's super slow. I suppose this is what I should be talking about. How Lana got to this point. So it it was hard. The noises, all the noises would get to her. Cars would get to her. So when we started walking and she realized there's loud cars, even when we were in the home and she heard a car from outside, she would freak out. What's she looking at? There's a squirrel up there, I think. So yeah, when we got outside, not only were the cars freaking her out outside, but she would get PTSD about loud cars inside, motorcycles, stuff like that. Now she knows exactly what's going on. Um, well, not exactly what's going on. She's aware of cars driving by and what the sounds are. She may, they may startle her at times when she doesn't, when they sneak up on her and whiz by. Uh, but she doesn't jump into the air like she might have when she was younger. What are we even doing here? I think there's a squirrel in this tree, and just giving her some time. If I give her time like this, I feel that she walks alongside me down the sidewalk for a longer period of time, or more competently. Like she won't um, be jumping off in the bush every couple of seconds, and she won't be protesting really. That's what I'm concerned about. Her protesting. If I tell her let's go, I want her to come, and if I let her do her little snoopy thing, sniff sniff for extra long, I get less of a protest. So that's what I thought I did the other day when she totally fish hooked me. I thought we were out for a few hours, and I totally thought she was cool. I didn't pick her up the whole time, and then I really got it. Wasn't expecting that, but she was in heat as it turned out. So learned my lesson. Not her learning a lesson. I learned the lesson. Does she yell at night? Yes. Does she spray? She just started spraying. So she started spraying outside. First time I've ever caught her spraying, we were in front of a neighbor's house. their cat came out from the bushes and Lana sprayed on their yard and walked away, totally ignoring the other cat. Didn't acknowledge the other cat, and the other cat was like baffled and hid. So Lana did her thing and walked away, and that was it. She was in heat, big time, and since then she did spray once at the side of a fence. Um, I know it's not pee because she doesn't urinate outside. She won't defecate outside. She's very particular about that. She needs her box. She needs her box clean. She has a pee bowl, and she has a poo box. So she separates them, and they're always spotless, and she keeps them that way. Um, so outside, for her to pee on something like that's a spray. And this previous time, I took a look and never seen a cat spray or anything, female cat spray or anything, and it squirted out. So learning. Glad I could educate you watchers. Thanks for watching so far. More about Lana's upbringing. She grew up in a house with a dog, from what I understood before I got her, and now her and I have been solo. She's cool with company, and she's not so down with other cats normally. When she's in heat and outside, she will approach another cat. But if we're indoors and she's in heat, she hates other cats. If we're indoors and she's not in heat, she hates other cats. If we're outdoors and she's not in heat, she hates other cats. Um, Dogs at all times, she's careful with, and but she grew up with a dog, house with a dog, so she doesn't get freaked out by dogs unless they get too close, and a few have gotten too close. So she's learned her lesson, gotten bit a few times. Stupid dogs. Don't let dogs near your cat. Just pick your cat up. Honestly, pick your cat up. Don't let your cat get used to climbing up a tree, which Lana does. Um, her first instinct is to climb something. I wish her first instinct was to run to me, to my arms. It's not. It's to climb up a tree. So I can pick her up, and she will stay calm. But that's partly her behavior with me. She's cool with me picking her up. She she if she's freaking out in my hands, like that's the end of it. Like I'm getting injured. There's no question about it. So fortunately, she doesn't freak out when I pick her up. Oh, she's getting puffy. I wonder what she's getting puffy about. She gets puffy when she's after things. Like she gets puffy when she sees rabbits. Oh, there she smells something. Maybe a squirrel lost its tail or something like that. Why do I walk Lana every day? Well, because she tells me to. That's why I keep doing it every day. I suppose the dream of mine wasn't to walk a cat every day. It was to have a cat who encourages me to go out with her for a walk every day. And this is what she is. And lucky for that. So I'm really fortunate. I totally lucked out. Like I could have got any badass Bengal, but I got this great Bengal. Very great. She's getting tangled here. Um, yeah, getting a cat. I did show her lots of attention and guidance, sort of thing, since she was young. Spent a lot of time with her. So even with that, it has a lot to do with her personality. So when you get a cat, if you get a cat with this type of thing in mind, please lower your expectations. So, yeah. Or Just stick with it and be extremely patient. And it takes a lot of management and it takes a lot of your time. I was extremely patient, and it wasn't always easy, and it's still not easy. So yeah, I'm I can't say it's all roses. It is absolutely not roses. Absolutely not roses to walk your cat. But I get fulfillment from it. Like I enjoy it because she enjoys it. That's that's how I enjoy it. Kind of shit for me because I come home with ticks. She doesn't get any ticks. I get the ticks. I get injured and clawed, and she has a good time. So that's fun for me. Does that sound like fun for you? If it does, that's great. Get a Bengal and go for walks, or any cat. Take your cat for a walk. Yeah. I don't know how she doesn't get any tick bites. Another thing, she's brought in fleas as well because she likes to chase the squirrels and hang out. The squirrels hang out, so she brings in squirrel fleas occasionally. And not sure, but I'm the one again probably getting bit because she never gets an infestation. I have used apple cider vinegar spray on her. I sprayed her with some unpasteurized apple cider vinegar as a repellent. But, I stopped doing that. She likes licking it. She doesn't mind apple cider vinegar. It's probably healthy for her once in a while. But mm, we haven't seen ticks lately, so I'm not so concerned. Or fleas, for that matter. Um, yeah. The harness I got for her is actually a dog harness. It's extra, extra small by RC Pets on Amazon. It's not the first harness, and it's definitely not a beginner harness because Kitty will slip out. I'm sure you've seen those videos. For if you're interested in walking your cat, those H harnesses. It's just those strappy ones that are, I'm sure, extremely painful when the cat wants to jet, right? Because when you're learning, cat's going to jet all the time. Cat has no idea about the limits of the tether and the abrupt stop they experience when they reach the end of that thing. So yeah, they're very painful for the cat. I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure. But that's what you got to deal with, and the cat's got to deal with it. Try and minimize the amount of time your cat feels the need to jet like that, flee like that, and yeah, Lana is comfortable with wearing the harness. She likes being on the tether. Um, she knows where I am. We give each other suggestions with the tether, um, and she doesn't want to have to look at me all the time. Uh, Watching like those nature videos of wildcats or feral cats take care of their young kind of helps because like I know a little bit on how to maybe treat my cat or how much liberty I should let my cat just observe and figure it out for herself. Um, like if I were to constantly stare and wheel her down the sidewalk, then okay, but as soon as like I divert my attention, she's off and doing something else. Whereas if I'm just walking straight, ahead and give with her with the expectation that she's just following me, uh, she'll just keep following me. It's easier that way, I feel, rather than me going, come here, baby, or whatever. I just go. She follows. She gets it. However, this has to be on her terms. So if she's sniffing and I'm walking off, she's like, yo, I'm busy. So yeah, with that in mind, type of thing. Um, I suppose I'll get better at articulating my thoughts and my experiences as I go along with these videos. I did take this footage with the intention of just kind of blathering over it. This is a long video. Thanks again for tuning in for so long. I appreciate you watching, Lana, and thank you so much uh, for giving so much of your attention. Um, I think, there's always a time where I really wonder, why am I doing this? I often feel that way, but it's really rewarding. That bottom line is, I do it because it is super rewarding for me. Um, I get that feeling, looking inwards from the outside, like, boy, that's ridiculous. And I do get remarks, funny remarks, funny remarks from people who say things like, you should get a dog, or you should have a dog, or your cat would make a nice coat. I suppose the last is a compliment, but some nutty old ladies just trying to be, um, like that. Yeah. Oh, and especially the dog owners, the negligent dog owners that that just come barreling in, preying their dog snacks on my cat. Like the big pit bulls and you know those scary dogs. I've come across a few of those. Some of my neighbors have big pit bulls and those Rottweilers or whatever, and most of them are very tame, and the owners are very thoughtful. But some of them, I've walked around the city, and some of them are just absolute. Like, who's walking who? Both are slobbering on themselves. Anyways, um, yeah, watch out for dogs. All dogs. Um, all dog walkers. Uh, you don't know who they are and what's going on in their head. I met some nice, very nice people, but they just didn't know how to control their dog. And although they may have had a small and harmless looking dog, it puts Lana and I in a very dangerous situation. So, as a cat walker compared to dog walkers, I think your level of vigilance as a cat walker needs to be doubled. Your monitoring things that are going on need to be doubled because the cat will is unpredictable. The cat's unpredictable. I suppose the cat is in cats and dogs. I suppose are both unpredictable, but yeah, with dogs it's like I don't know. I shouldn't compare, but I feel like your level of vigilance has to be extremely high when you're walking a cat. Watching those cat documentaries, you see the mother cat when the kittens are playing, or when the kittens are around. and there's a potential danger, the mother cat is like on alert, like looking around, left, right, behind, and again and again and again, right? Until they're certain the coast is clear. And then the mother cat will go in and chill with the kittens or play with the kittens. So um, if we're walking, we're constantly putting ourselves in a different environment. I constantly have to be looking around. Yeah, I don't let it stress me out. I just know what's going on around me. And it puts her at ease too when she sees that I'm looking around. One other thing is that it's very important for her that I am a participant. So if there's something that, like a toy, for example, that she's playing with, uh, yeah, she'll play with toys on her own. But if I'm participating, then it's a thing. Like if I'm moving around, if I'm waving it around at her, okay, yeah, that's fine. But like if I'm running around with her and taking it down the hallways with her, then that's a big, huge impact for her. She really enjoys that. Visibly, that's what she wants, and here she is finding some tick territory for me to walk through. So yeah, that's one thing I have to say about her. Oh, she doesn't respond to treats. How do I train her to go for walks and do tricks and all this stuff? Well, I don't. I have not clicker trained her. She does not respond to snacks or treats or anything. She doesn't respond um, except to play. So yeah, if I wave a stick at her, she'll play. If I pull a piece of this grass out and wave it at her, she'll totally play and follow me around. Right now, I'm just not. I'm more interested in her doing a roaming thing right now. She likes going this area because of the tall grass. She's thinking, hey, if there's tall grass, whatever I'm hunting can't see me coming, so it's easy for her to catch something. I'm thinking that's what she's thinking. Also, is probably more familiar with her natural Asian habitat of like living in the bush. Um, yeah, I hate walking over here because there's just ticks, 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 ticks. And who knows? This is like industrial territory. This is owned by Hydro or on something like that. They just dump their garbage over here. Why tools, axles? Yeah, don't want her getting cut on something. Um, but she dies to go over here. She'll get really upset if I take her away. Well, she'll get over it. But I give her a little bit. We used to run like right through this area when she was younger. Also at the early spring when like the grass wasn't so tall and it was like we were able to like I was able to find her if I ever lost her. Wish I had. I fortunately never lost her, but she's gotten off her leash uh, 3 times. Um, first time, um, it freaked her out because I dropped the leash and it retracted and was hitting her, and she's freaking out. She was a little kitten. She was running around, and this scary thing is chasing her. So I broke my finger catching her. Second time, again, I dropped it. Um, Something to do with a bee sting. I thought she stung herself. I was inspecting her and I dropped it. Same thing. She was much older and she took off. She didn't go very far. And the third time she slipped out of her harness. Oh, she's told me she slipped out of her harness a couple times. So the fourth time she's gotten off the leash. So slipped out of her harness a couple of times, but she doesn't do anything. She'll. I think it was just to satisfy herself. Just to say, oh, look how easy that is, without noticing. Right? The blink, she's out. She's just like, hey, look what I did. Um, she was happy to put her collar back on right away. There was no issue with that. She ran right away. She's just like, yeah, put my car in the car. Is that from training my cat? Is that from taking her out every day? I'm not gonna attribute that to anything like that. I'm fortunate. She is the way she is. Don't expect your cat to behave in any sort of way. Your cat is your cat, just like you are you, and they have their own personality and they want to do whatever they want to do. Normally, I wouldn't let her play so much in this tall grass. Again, the ticks. Yeah, so we'll walk down here sometimes. Rarely. Again, don't like this area. Uh, but sometimes she needs to satisfy herself. Like it'll be a month that maybe we don't go back here. So once in a while, I have to give her what she wants. Also, clearly, there's times where she just doesn't want to go in. I mean, all the time she doesn't want to go in. So she will do things that maybe she doesn't even want to do them, but just because she doesn't want to go back inside. Yeah, making her go to the bathroom is very important also before we go out. She acts funny. She has to pee. She won't go pee outside. She just acts. She just acts disgruntled. Mm. Um, Fortunately for me, she hasn't caught and killed anything. She's caught a few, uh, caught a couple of birds and snakes, but she's just trying to play with them. She doesn't have that kill instinct, which I'm sure she'll get at some point. She's going to kill something. Uh, no, she has that kitten playfulness still. She is 9 months, so I understand she keep that for a while. She stopped suckling on things. She used to suckle on something every day. And then I washed it, and then she's like, oh, I washed it. Whoops. It stank. It had to be washed. Hmm. If you enjoy videos of just Lana walking around without me talking, please let me know in the comments, because that I can do really easy. Or I was thinking like doing shorter videos as well, with like suggestions on how you could walk your cat or what you could do with your cat out for walks. But yeah, just walking around with a cat, not talking. It's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll start doing that. If I can do that and not talk. And answer comments when I get some questions like that. That's what I'll do. So, tell you what, I think I said what I need to say, or what I wanted to say. This video is more of an introduction to a new channel. And leave some comments. Let me know what I could do in addition to that, like just walk my cat and the occasional like piece of my mind about rocking your cat type of thing. What are you Bengal to? Maybe type of thing. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of the walk.